Hi guys, it's me again, Lyin Official. Nagbablog para sa inyo ng pawang katotohanan lamang at walang halong kasinungalingan. Ito ay vlog na totoo ang nilalaman. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening sa inyong lahat. Lalong-lalo na po sa ating mga subscribers, viewers at followers sa ating FB page, Lyin Eyes. Sana po ay lagi kayong nasa mabuting kalagayan. Sa mga hindi pa po nakapag-subscribe sa ating channel, Bekenemen, mag-subscribe na po. Paki-like, paki-share at paki-click na rin po yung ating notification button para updated po kayo sa mga videong i-upload natin. Alright, simulan na po natin ang ating topic for today. But before that, meron po akong bibigyan ng reaction tungkol po dito sa post ng ICC or International Criminal Court kahapon. So, basahin po natin. #building support. ICC President Judge Tomoko Akane, First Vice President Judge Rosario Salvatore Aytala, Prosecutor Karim A.A. Khan, KC, and Registrar Osvaldo Zavala Giler held meetings with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Chile, His Excellency Mr. Alberto Van Claveren Stork, during his official visit to the court today. Cancilleria, Chile. The ICC relies on cooperation with countries worldwide for support, particularly for making arrests, transferring arrested persons to the ICC detention center in The Hague, protecting witnesses, and enforcing sentences. So yun po ang post ng ICC kahapon. Ang nakakapagtaka po, pagbukas mo ng comment section, ito po ang lumabas. Yan. Halos lahat po ng comment dyan ay patungkol kay FPRRD. So, ang tanong ko po sa inyo, anong kinalaman ni FPRRD dito sa pagbisita ni Minister of Foreign Affairs of Chile sa mga members ng ICC? Sabihin niyo po sa akin, anong kinalaman ni FPRRD dito sa pagbisita ng Minister of Foreign Affairs ng Chile? Ang ginagawa po kasi ng ating mga kababayan, binubuli at hinaharas na po yung mga members ng ICC. Bakit po ba sa palagay nyo yung ganitong ginagawa nyo na pinagtatanggol po si FPRRD? Pakikinggan kayo ng mga judges ng ICC? Baka the more you post or harass them or bully them, the more na hindi pa uuwiin. Diba? Tingnan niyo itong mga comments nila. The only president with dignity and good heart. Bring him home. Oh. Puro kay FPRRD itong mga comments dito. At dapat, kung ano ang post, dapat yung comment na aayon dito sa post nila. Mag-comment ng naaayon dito sa post. Hindi kung ano-ano na lang yung pinagko-comment nyo dyan. Diba? Respeto naman. Eh, anong iisipin ng mga judges doon sa ICC na ganito pala yung mga Pilipino, walang respeto, binubuli tayo, hinaharas tayo. Yun ang sasabihin nila, di ba? Damay-damay na pati yung mga nananahimik. Pambirang buhay. My goodness. Tapos alam nyo naman siguro yung balita doon sa Qatar na nagrally na bawal pala. So anong nangyari? Na-detain sila. Tapos ngayon, humihingi sila ng tulong doon sa tao na nilalait-lait nila, na weak leader daw, tapos bangag daw. It doesn't make sense, right? Gagawa kayo ng kalokohan, tapos hindi nyo kayang ipagtanggol yung sarili nyo? Ano yun? Ay. Bago tayo ma-high blood, dito na tayo sa ating topic for today. So, isi-share ko po sa inyo yung nabasa ko sa FB page. So, babasahin po natin. Hindi ko po alam kung kanino pong may akda ito. Aquino's Masterstroke, How Duterte Fell into His Own Trap. Duterte and his supporters spent years demonizing the Aquino administration, painting it as weak and incompetent. But in the end, it was Aquino's single move that sealed Duterte's fate. According to the International Criminal Court, ICC, Duterte is still within its jurisdiction because the alleged crimes he committed fall within the period of November 1st, 2011 to March 16, 2019. And guess what? It was Aquino's administration that enrolled the Philippines in the ICC in November 2011. With the valuable assistance of none other than Duterte's own spokesperson and former human rights advocate, Harry Roque. Yes, the same Harry Roque who once proudly championed the ICC, praising its role in fighting impunity, only to later become Duterte's loudest defender against it. The irony just keeps getting better. Meanwhile, Duterte, in his blind arrogance, pulled the country out of the ICC in March 2018, thinking it would shield him from prosecution. The problem, the withdrawal only took effect in March 2019, meaning everything he did up to that point is still under ICC jurisdiction. He thought he was being clever. Instead, he walked straight into a trap Aquino set years before. Duterte spent years attacking and smearing Aquino, convincing the public that his predecessor was weak, incapable, and a failure. But after all the propaganda, insults, and political maneuvering, a single signature from Aquino was enough to ensure Duterte's downfall. And Aquino? He didn't need to fight back. He simply let Duterte's own arrogance do the job for him. And when the time comes for Duterte to be arrested, the poetic justice couldn't be any sweeter. The last place he'll see before boarding his flight to The Hague, Ninoy Aquino International Airport, the very airport named after the man he and his allies insulted for years. Every sign, every check-in counter will remind him of the family so desperately wanted to erase from history. There's no escaping it. Had Duterte not been so paranoid and desperate to dodge accountability, he could have faced trial in the Philippines. But now, his only chance at getting jailed is in The Hague or any ICC member country. He thought leaving the ICC would protect him. Instead, it ensured he had nowhere to hide. And speaking of dodging accountability, let's not forget one glaring contrast. Aquino was always transparent about his wealth. He even signed a waiver to his bank accounts, proving he had nothing to hide. Meanwhile, Duterte, he refused to let the public know how much money he actually had. A so-called simple mayor who lived modestly. Then why the secrecy? The contrast between Aquino and Duterte couldn't be clearer. One was accountable and other evasive. And in another bizarre turn of events, two Filipinos were just arrested in Hong Kong for attempting to withdraw $10 billion from HSBC using fake documents. Yes, you read that right. $10 billion. The bank immediately flagged the transaction after noticing forged documents, leading to the arrest of the two suspects. One, an elderly man suffering from dementia, and the other, a woman claiming to be a lawyer. Now, here's where it gets interesting. $10 billion is roughly 573 billion pesos. To put that in perspective, some of the richest and most powerful men in the Philippines don't even come close to that kind of money. According to Forbes, here are the net worth of some of the country's top business tycoons. Ramon Ang, CEO of San Miguel Corporation, is worth $3.8 billion. Tony Tan Kak Chong, the owner of Jollibee, is worth $2.9 billion. Jaime Subel de Ayala, a titan of Philippine business, has an estimated net worth of $2.6 billion. So, who is this mysterious Filipino billionaire who somehow has more money than these actual tycoons? Perhaps the bigger question is, was the old man with dementia the mastermind? Or was he just the fall guy for something much bigger? Because if someone is out there pretending to be richer than the biggest business moguls in the country, we have to wonder, who are they covering for? And here's the cherry on top. Duterte supporters are now desperately trying to report Bongbong Marcos to the ICC. The problem? They can't. Duterte made sure the Philippines is no longer an ICC member. Now, they have to sit back and accept that they played themselves. Oh, and speaking of disappearing acts, where is Harry Roque now? Nowhere to be found. Pero nasa The Hague siya. The same self-proclaimed human rights defender who once proudly stood for justice is now missing in action. As his former boss faces international prosecution, it turns out even Duterte's most loyal mouthpieces know when to abandon a sinking ship. Yes, it is a great to defend someone you believe made you feel safe. The more people were killed, even the innocents, the safer you felt. The higher the death toll, the higher the leader's trust rating, the more popular he became. Perhaps it was all part of a grand deception targeting the gullible. Maybe it was all just coincidence, or maybe it was one of the greatest tricks ever played on an entire nation. The Aquinos once stood unshaken in the face of a dictator, sacrificing his life so that a nation could break free from the chains of tyranny and reclaim its democracy. The other, tough, silent, and unassuming, carried the weights of his family's sacrifice and the hopes of a free people on his shoulders. He watched as the country teetered once more on the edge of despotism and knew he could not stand idly by. So he acted, not for power, not for recognition, but because some battles must be fought, not for because true heroes are not those who seek the spotlight, because those who quietly stand firm in the storm, determined to ensure that no Filipino will ever again to have lived under the shadow of a tyrant. I may be wrong, but history has a way of unrevealing the truth behind the world's most infamous dictators, no matter how invincible they once seemed. The real solution to the drug problem doesn't lie in brute force or bloodshed but in comprehensive reform, rehabilitation programs, and strong justice system, and tackling the root causes of drug abuse, poverty, lack of education, and weak law enforcement. The war on drugs is not just a Philippine issue, it is a global challenge, one that countless nations have tried and failed to conquer. So how do we truly win the war on drugs? That is the $10 billion question. Ewan ko po kung naintindihan ninyo. So dito po nagtatapos ang ating topic for today. Sana po ay naintindihan ninyo at hindi po gumana yung ating translator para ma-translate po sana sa Tagalog. Anyways, credit to the rightful owner po. Hindi po yan sa akin, shinare ko lang po sa inyo. Kasi worth reading and worth sharing. So maraming salamat po sa panunood. Maraming salamat po sa pagsuporta sa ating channel. Sa mga hindi pa po nakapag-subscribe, mag-subscribe na po at libre po yan. Paki-like, paki-share, paki-click na rin po yung ating notification button para updated po kayo sa mga videos na i-upload natin. Muli, Lyin Eyes Official, naniniwala sa kasabihang, di baling konti ang views, ang importante hindi tayo nagpapakalat ng fake news. Mag-ingat po kayo palagi. I love you all. Bye-bye.